back to the Lazy Handle Show. I'm your host, Katrina. For today's episode, I'm going to be doing a preview on the Canada Cup. Today's shout out goes to Beth G. So the Canada Cup is probably one of my favorite events, mostly because only the top Canadian teams get invited, and that's huge. Now the format is a little bit different. So there's only 7 teams, and the top 3 teams make the playoffs. Now the top team gets a bye into the finals, while the other 2 teams play in the semifinals. Now, the prize for the winner is they get a spot in the Continental Cup in London coming up in January, and they get a spot in the Roar of the Rings to go to the Olympics. So then they don't have to worry about points in future years. So now let's just get right into the preview. So let's start on the women's side. Now, Homan, I think that's the first team you have to look at. Thinking about the Slams, they haven't made the playoffs. I think it is because Joanne is recovering from a baby, Rachel too. I think it's harder, and so I don't know. I don't think they're going to win considering how they've been doing in the recent events. Carrie, Scottish champion, they haven't been doing really good at the Slams. I wouldn't consider them the favorite at all. I'd actually consider them as the underdog. Scheidegger, now Cheryl Bernard is actually going to be playing on TSN TV, so that'll be weird because she usually commentates. So it might be Russ and Vic. I don't know what's going to go on. Are they going to get like a special guest? I'm not sure, so that'll be kind of cool. I don't think they're probably trying to win. I don't know if they're expecting to, but we'll see. Einarson, I think that's the favorite at this event for sure. They've had a phenomenal season. They're doing great. Yes, they did lose the Tour Challenge, but it doesn't matter. They've had great outcomes. So next is Fleury. They won a Slam. They did okay at the recent Slam, not as good as they did in the first one, but they did get the last spot, but they're a good team. I think they should have a strong record, but don't forget, because these are the top Canadian teams, some very good teams are going to come out with some very poor records. Silvernagle, I was kind of shocked at her getting a spot, but because they choose the top 6 teams at the beginning of the season, because they did so good last year, I think that's why they got a spot.
Jones.
So, and then I can't forget Jones. I forgot about her. Oh my god. Just skipping through it, I guess. Okay, Jones, they are a great team. I wouldn't really consider them the favorites. I think they are a very strong team. They could defend their title. They won it last year, right? So, actually against Einarson. So that'll be kind of cool. Hopefully they can get a little rematch. So I think it's going to be Jones and Einarson in the finals again. Hopefully Einarson can get her revenge, which would be kind of cool. And I think Homan's going to be that third team. I think she's going to... I know this is kind of the obvious, but sometimes you got to go with that. Looking back at the Europeans, I chose Edine and Hasselberg, which was the obvious, and they won. So, where's Einarson? Okay, there she is. Okay, is that good for you? Yeah, that's good. Okay, Einarson, let's go. Yeah. Men. So, Bottcher, they did better at the Tour Challenge for sure. Made it to semifinals, lost against Jacobs, but Jacobs is whoo-hoo. So I think Bottcher is going to come up with a strong record. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but it'll be good to see how they do against top teams like Jacobs and Gushue. Howard, they've been doing good at the recent Slams. I was a little bit shocked to see their name in this. I just kind of looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, they're doing pretty good recently, so I think that's why. And then Epping, they're having a good season. New players, I've probably mentioned that a million times. Not too much to say about them. They're obviously going to go to this event, and I don't know if they're going to have a strong record, but we'll see. Jacobs. They just came out of a win at the Tour Challenge. I think they're going to do good, come off a strong win. Always gets you in the right mood for such a big event like this. And then Gushue, they actually lost 2 Slam finals in a row, which isn't the best. So I think third time's the charm, and they're going to do it, I think. Kui, they aren't having the season I thought they would. They're not really doing that good. They're doing mediocre in the Slams, so hopefully it's the Canada Cup that can do it for them. And then Dunstone, they won the first time the Masters, but they didn't really back that up at the Tour Challenge. They didn't do too well. They got the last spot. I don't know how they're going to do. They're definitely the underdogs, but you never know. I don't think anyone expected them to win at the Masters, and they did. So my picks for the men are going to be Jacobs, Gushue, and Cooey, and I think Jacobs is going to win it. Oh, my second fail. Oh, 2 fails in a row. 3rd time's the charm. That was fun. Okay, so where was I? I lost track. Jacobs. Okay, there we go. Just scribble there. Okay, there we go. Jacobs. So Jacobs and Anderson. I know both of my the teams that I chose for the playoffs were kind of the obvious, I guess, but whatever. Sometimes you gotta go with that. Anyways, comment down below your picks for the Canada Cup. I'd love to hear them. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye!